Hi y'all, so I am here in my childhood room, my bedroom back home from where I'm from, my high school bedroom I guess. So we are here today because I am back home for the weekend and I did just upload a vlog of my trip home, so feel free to click here and check that out. But in that vlog I mentioned how basically I just had a really crappy week, or past couple weeks at school, and I just wanted to come home. I needed a little break from everything. Basically, my friends and I were kind of talking about all the different ways that like we as individuals use to like cope or deal with like different stressful events in college, and all the different ways that we like deal with being upset in college. After talking with them, we kind of like figured out these like 7 different things that you can do to feel better when you just feel like the world is against you or you just feel really down. I don't know, this is getting cheesy, but yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started with the 7 things that me and my friends came up with that you can do to kind of feel better. So let's see what I have. Okay, the first one I am a big proponent of, I use anytime I'm sad, and that's to lay in bed, decompress, and binge watch a Netflix show, or binge watch Hulu, or binge watch YouTube videos, or anything that you can kind of just like be absorbed fully in a world other than your own. And sometimes for me personally that helps just kind of take me out of the situation that's stressing me out or upsetting me or making me sad, and kind of put me in this whole other like world for a little bit. But sometimes that's all you need. You just need like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. I'm not judging you because I've been there. Hours of just detachment and being put into this different world. I think that's a great option. So the second idea that me and my friends came up with is kind of the same concept but a little bit different, and that's to go to the movies with a friend, with a group of friends, whatever you want. It's the same idea in the sense that you're taking yourself out of the stressful situation world and kind of putting yourself into a different world, into the world of the movie that you're gonna go see. But it also encourages you to get up out of bed and get out of the house. Okay, my mom came home, so I'm not really sure. I had to end that clip and I don't remember where I left off. But basically going to the movies is the same idea as the whole Netflix situation, but it actually gets you get out of the house and kind of like have that human-to-human interaction. Okay, so the third thing that me and my friends came up with is to craft, or start a craft, or start like a project. So for me, personally, coming home this weekend after a relatively crappy week, I'm doing a vlog of my weekend, and that's my creative project, that's my creative outlet, that's what I do. But another one of my friends, Emily, loves to paint. But once you start something like a project or a craft, for me, the vlog that I'm doing this weekend, it's kind of something that you know you have to finish, so it's something for you to do basically. So it's something to get you out of bed. Even if you do stay in your bed but you're doing something, it kind of gets you to do something other than just sit and think about the thing that's making you upset. Having a creative outlet is a good distraction for your brain almost. So number 4 is one of my personal favorites again, and that is to go window shopping. So originally I was gonna put go shopping because sometimes retail therapy is all you need, but in all honesty, I'm kind of like a really broke college student, so I don't have the money to blow every time I'm sad. But just going to the mall with my friends and kind of trying different outfits on and getting styled and having a good time is again just the same idea as the movies, but getting you out of your bed to go into a public place and kind of have that human-to-human interaction, but not actually have to talk to anyone except for your friends, if that makes sense. So it's not like you're going to like a bar and you have to sit there and talk to people when you're unhappy. No, it's just going to the mall, just trying on some clothes, maybe buying them if you do got the money to blow. Kudos to you. Going to the mall is super fun. That's something that me and my friends do. If we're ever sad, we try to do that sometimes. Okay, so the 5th thing is something actually that my friends thought of, and that is to have a sleepover. So for me personally, I live with 2 of my best friends, but of course we have our own bedrooms and stuff. So sometimes when I'm sad, one of my friends, specifically Julia, has like a TV on her wall in her room. So like sometimes when I'm feeling sad, I'll just go sit in Julia's room and I'll just sleep in Julia's bed, which is literally like 20 feet from my own bedroom. But it's just kind of nice to like have another human body there. But yeah, so for me, that means going to have a sleepover with my friend, even though she's just 20 feet away from my room. Sometimes that can just help, just again, being around another person and not being by yourself is something that's really important when you're kind of going through these tough times. Okay, so my 6th tip is something that is kind of like a higher budget thing to do, but it's to go on a mini road trip, or a big road trip honestly, but For me personally, I don't live too far away from my campus, so like if I have a doctor's appointment or something, I'll just road trip home for the night and then have my doctor's appointment in the morning and then drive back before class. And it actually turned out that I had a doctor's appointment this past week that I had to go to on Wednesday morning. So I convinced my friend Emily to do a little mini road trip with me home. So she came home with me for the night. We went and like walked around the park and had hot cocoa and like did just like friend things and like talked about life. Actually like detaching myself from like the town or the city where I was feeling all these feelings of like just being upset and being in like a completely literal different physical space was kind of nice. Like it was like a vacation, but I was literally here for less than 24 hours. And then I came back home for the weekend because again, like I've said, I just had a rough week. And I'm not afraid to admit that because mental health is important. So yeah, having a little road trip, spending some time with friends, like that good time in the car. But yeah, so like a road trip with your friends is a great idea so you guys can talk about, you know, the problems, the sad things, or not talk about them, or just jam to music in the car. I've found that's a pretty effective way to kind of get myself out of a slump. Okay, so the last and seventh thing is the most obvious thing, but personally is something that I was like raised is not the coolest thing to do. The seventh way to help yourself feel better when you feel like the whole world's against you is to just cry. Growing up, like it was very important to be tough and not to cry and deal with your feelings in other ways, basically. And crying sometimes, if you just want to take a night to yourself, take a day to yourself, lay in your bed and watch Netflix, watch a sad movie and cry is so cathartic that sometimes it actually can help you move past what you're feeling. Crying can like legitimately help, and if there's anyone out there who was like the high school me and thought that it wasn't okay to cry, it is so okay to cry. So just do it if you need to.
And I forgot to film an outro for this video, so sorry about that guys, but I hope you liked it and I hope you learned some useful tips for dealing with those hard times while you're away at college. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, check out my last video, and give me a like on this video if you liked it. And I hope you all have a great day.
And I think this is personally very important because I am a big proponent that mental health is just as important as your physical health. If you're not happy up here and in your heart, then you're not going to be able to, you know, exude happiness. You're not going to be able to be as productive or as great as I know that you are.